Today, we're going to dive into something really cool, how we can take a simple plan on paper, a workflow, and transform it into a powerful, predictive digital twin. So let's get right into it. Okay, so let's start with a question that I bet hits close to home for a lot of you. You've got this perfect process map, right? A beautiful flowchart. But the second it meets the real world, chaos. Why is there always such a huge gap between the plan and what actually happens? That's the exact problem we're going to tackle. To find the answer, we first got to really diagnose the problem, and it's what I like to call the flat map problem, this static, two-dimensional way we've always looked at how work gets done. Now, at its core, what we're talking about is a workflow. It's just the sequence of tasks, from start to finish, that creates something valuable. It's the path your work is supposed to follow. Sounds simple, right? But as we all know, that path is never, ever a straight line. And this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? On one hand, you have the static process map. It's clean, it's simple, and it kind of pretends that everything takes a perfectly fixed amount of time. But then, on the other hand, you have reality, which is this living, breathing system full of unexpected delays, queues, people calling in sick, resource conflicts, all that variability. The flat map, it's just a picture. Reality is a living and often pretty chaotic system. So how in the world do we bridge that gap? Well, we have to bring that flat map to life. We need to make it breathe and react and behave, just like our real-world operations actually do. And it really boils down to 3 key steps. First, you got to map out the process. You can use a standardized tool like BPMN. That's just a common language for drawing out business processes, so everyone's on the same page. Then, and this is where the magic really happens, you add the dynamic rules. And finally, you just run the simulation. You let the model play out that workflow hundreds, even thousands of times to see all the different ways things can go. So, what's the engine driving all of this? It's something called Discrete Event Simulation. Now, that sounds complicated, but the idea is simple. It models a system as a series of individual events, like a task starts, a machine becomes free, a customer shows up. It's not a continuous flow. It perfectly captures that stop and start rhythm of how work actually gets done. And this is what really transforms that boring flat map. We're not just adding lines and boxes anymore. We're layering in real-world elements: time, resources, dependencies, and the most important one of all, variability. All those random things that always mess up the perfect plan. And all of this brings us to the true power of simulation. The ability to ask what if. It basically turns your process map into a safe digital sandbox where you can experiment and break things without any real-world consequences. Okay, let's play out a classic scenario. It's the middle of the month, things are going fine, and then, boom, customer demand doubles overnight. What happens to your team, to your process? Does it handle it, or does the whole thing just collapse? Well, instead of panicking and guessing, we can run a capacity planning simulation. And just look at this. Under normal demand, our team's at a healthy 85% workload. But when that demand spikes, we jump to a completely unsustainable 170%, total overload. But what if we add just one more person? The simulation shows our workload drops to a manageable, though still busy, 110%. We just made a critical decision backed by actual data, not just a gut feeling. All right, let's try another one, this time for project management. We all use Gantt charts to plan things out, but where are the real risks? Where is the project actually most likely to get stuck and fall behind? Your standard Gantt chart is a bit optimistic, isn't it? It assumes every single task will take exactly as long as planned. But a simulation injects reality into that. It adds variability, running the project schedule over and over again. And what this does is reveal the true critical path, not just the longest chain of tasks on paper, but the path that actually causes the most delays when things inevitably go a little bit wrong. So being able to test what-if scenarios is obviously a game changer. But simulation has another superpower. It makes the invisible problems, the ones lurking in your current process, suddenly totally visible. Okay, check out this resource analysis. On the surface, you might think everything's running smoothly. But the simulation uncovers a hidden truth. A whopping 30% of your team's time is spent just idle, waiting for work. That's pure waste. And at the same time, another 10% of your resources are chronically overutilized. That's a direct path to burnout, mistakes, and people quitting. Or how about this? Sometimes it's just one number that tells the whole story. After running a queuing analysis, the simulation found that, buried deep inside the process, your customers are waiting on average 23 minutes. You would never ever see that on a simple flowchart, but it's a huge problem that's killing your customer experience. And the cool thing is, once you find these problems, you can test your solutions before you roll them out. This table shows you exactly what happened. We tracked some key metrics. Before the change, the average cycle time was 4.5 hours. After testing a new idea in the simulation, it drops to 2.1. Daily throughput nearly doubles, and the error rate plummets. This isn't guesswork, folks. This is hard, data-driven proof that your idea actually works. Okay, so let's pull all of this together. What's the real-world payoff for going through all this trouble, for turning that flat map into a living, breathing digital twin? It all comes down to one word: optimization. That's the end goal here. It's all about using the simulation to play with all the different trade-offs. Maybe we spend a little more money to get a lot more speed, or we accept slightly lower quality for a massive gain in output. It's about finding that absolute sweet spot, the best possible configuration for your workflow. And when you put it all into practice, the impact is just massive. You can justify changes with cold, hard data, not just opinions. You can find and surgically remove hidden waste. You start to truly understand the dynamics of your system, how one tiny tweak over here can create huge ripple effects down the line. And ultimately, you stop guessing and you start making strategic, data-backed decisions. You know, there's a quote here that just nails it. The true yield you get from this isn't just a one-time better process. It's the knowledge that allows you to keep getting better. The real payoff is building an organization that can learn, adapt, and improve forever. So I want to leave you with this final thought. Think about your own work, your own processes. If you could bring them to life, if you could see all the hidden risks and all the untapped opportunities, what hidden future could your workflow reveal?